your regularly scheduled good cinema has been canceled, unfortunately. Your host, Heroes for Hire Comic Club, is no longer with us. But now you're going to have to do it with me. Why so serious? Oh, get out of here. All right. Sorry about that. Whew. Whew. The Joker showed up and it got a little weird, but I ran him off. It's okay. Today we're reviewing The Dark Knight, directed by Christopher Nolan, starring Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, Aaron Eckhart, Gary Oldman, Michael Caine, and a cast of many others. Maggie Gyllenhaal, a great cast, excellent cast. Let's bring on our guest. We got all the way from the Queen City, W. Boggs 18. All the way from the Pacific Northwest. He's a member of the Squatch Watch. Product Squirt Gun. And we got my good friend and our good friend, Super Red Batman's here. He wanted to come by because he's a big Batman fan. And she's indisposed at the moment. She had to take a phone call, but she will be here. And she adds a little class to the proceedings. And it's Madam, but she's on a call right now. But we'll leave her there so y'all know she's coming in. And I forgot to play the video intro I was going to play, but you know what? I think that what I did was pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, you took him out. You took the Joker out. You know what I mean?
Man, that's
well. Somebody had to do it. Batman wasn't around. He doesn't really. He doesn't really patrol Kentucky. I don't know what the Joker was doing in Kentucky, but
Matt
I took care of him. I took care of him.
You're not having it, dude.
Yeah. All right. We don't have the trailer because every time I try a trailer on here, it knocks me out of my own stream. So everybody's seen this movie, right? I hope. I don't know.
Margaret and I just recently watched it, actually.
I rewatched it yesterday, or was it the day before? I can't remember. No, it was the day before yesterday. I rewatched it. And I thought we would share the Wikipedia. I didn't get any still shots. We got a lot of clips because this movie's got a lot of memorable moments in it. But let's share the Wikipedia. There's some information that I would like to let everybody know about. We can get it to work.
Yeah, dude. Let's get it to work.
So control for playing the trailers because it's just the way it is.
Yeah, dude.
All right, here we go. The Dark Knight The Dark Knight is a 2008 superhero film directed by Christopher Nolan from a screenplay co-written by his brother Jonathan Nolan. It's based, of course, on the DC Comics superhero Batman. It is the sequel to The Batman Begins that came out in 2005 and the second installment in the Dark Knight trilogy. The plot follows the vigilante Batman, played by Bale, Lieutenant James Gordon. That's not Bale. That's not the Oldman, but you know. All right. And they try to fight organized crime. And district attorney Harvey Dent tries to help them. You don't really see his face there, but the cast includes, like I said, Christian Bale, Michael Caine, the legendary Michael Caine, Heath Ledger, in what I call a tour de force performance from this man, Gary Oldman, another legend, Aaron Eckhart, Maggie Gyllenhaal, sister of Jake, and the legendary one and only Morgan Freeman, who plays Lucius Fox. Warner Brothers Pictures prioritized a sequel following the successful reinvention of the Batman film series with Batman Begins. Christopher and Batman Begins co-writer David S. Goyer developed the story elements, making Dent the central protagonist caught up in the battle between Batman and the Joker. In writing the screenplay, the Nolans were influenced by 1980s Batman comics and crime dramas and sought to continue Batman Begins' heightened sense of realism. From April to November of 2007, filming took place with a $185 million budget in Chicago and Hong Kong, and on sets in England. The Dark Knight was the first major motion picture to be filmed with high-resolution IMAX cameras. Christopher Nolan avoided using computer-generated imagery unless necessary, insisting on practical stunts, such as flipping an 18-wheel truck and blowing up a factory. They actually did all that. The Dark Knight was marketed with an innovative, interactive, viral campaign that initially focused on countering criticism of Ledger's casting by those who believed he was a poor choice to portray the Joker. Well, boy, were all those people wrong.
Yeah.
Ledger died from an accidental prescription drug overdose in January of 2008, leading to widespread interest from the press and public regarding his performance. When it was released in July, The Dark Knight received acclaim for its mature tone and themes, visual style, and its performances, particularly that of Heath Ledger, who received many posthumous awards, including an Academy Award, a BAFTA, which is I think that's the equivalent of a British Academy Award, and a Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actor, making Dark Knight the first comic book film to receive major industry awards. It broke several box office records and became the highest-grossing film of 2008, the fourth highest-grossing film to that time, and the highest-grossing superhero film of all time at that point. Since its release, The Dark Knight has been assessed as one of the greatest superhero films ever made, one of the best movies of the 2000s, and one of the best films ever made. It is considered the blueprint for many modern superhero films, particularly for its rejection of a typical comic book movie style in favor of a crime film that features comic book characters. Many filmmakers sought to repeat its success by emulating its gritty, realistic tone to varying degrees of success. Zack Snyder with his some of that stuff. I think he was trying to get into this stuff, but it didn't work as well for him. Dark Knight has been analyzed for its themes of terrorism and the limitations of morality and ethics. The United States Library of Congress selected it to be for preservation in the National Film Registry in 2020. The sequel, The Dark Knight Rises, concluded the Dark Knight trilogy in 2012.
Which was a good movie.
They had to change a lot of the stuff around because Ledger
Dark Knight Rises was also a really good movie.
Oh, it's good, but I wonder what it could have been if Ledger had not passed away.
Oh, it would have been equally as good.
It would have been probably even better, in my opinion, though.
Well, they didn't kill him for a reason, Joker, right?
Yeah, they were going to keep him around.
They were.
So they, a lot of the places, like it says here that in 2006, location scouting for Gotham City took place in the UK in Liverpool, Glasgow, London, and parts of Yorkshire and several cities in the US. But Nolan ultimately chose Chicago because he liked the area and believed it offered interesting architectural features without being as recognizable as locations in better-known cities such as New York City. Yeah. Chicago and authorities had been supportive during filming of Batman Begins, allowing production to shut stretches of roads, freeways, and bridges down. Nolan wanted to exchange the more natural scenic scenes of Batman Begins, such as the Himalayas and caverns, for modern structured environment the Joker could disassemble. Production designer Nathan Crowley said the clean, neat lines of Chicagoan architecture enhanced the urban crime drama they wanted to make. And that Batman had helped improve the city. The destruction of Wayne Manor in Batman Begins provided an opportunity to move Wayne to a modern, sparse penthouse, reflecting his loneliness.
Yep.
Much of The Dark Knight was filmed using Panavision's Panaplex, Millennium XL, and Platinum cameras, but Christopher wanted to film 40 minutes with IMAX cameras, a high-resolution technology using 70mm film, rather than the more commonly used 35mm. The finished film includes 15 to 20% IMAX footage, running for about 28 minutes. This made it the first major motion picture to use IMAX technology.
Nice.
Generally employed for documentaries. Warner Brothers was reluctant to endorse the use of the technology because the cameras were large, unwieldy, and purchasing and processing the film stock cost up to 4 times as much as it did for 35mm film.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan said cameras that could be used on Mount Everest could be used for The Dark Knight, and had Wally Pfizer and his crew begin training to use equipment in January 2007 to test its feasibility. Christopher Nolan particularly wanted to film the bank heist prologue in IMAX to immediately convey the difference in scope between The Dark Knight and Batman Begins.
Nice. That's really something. I didn't know that about the 75 millimeter.
I didn't either.
That's interesting. It's like that was a risk because that was added cost, you know.
Now, here's the interesting thing. This is the marketing and anti-piracy thing. The Dark Knight's marketing campaign was developed by Alternate Reality Game, ARG, development company, 42 Entertainment. Nolan wanted the team to focus on countering the negative reaction to Ledger's casting and controlling the revelation of the Joker's appearance. Influenced by the script and the comic books The Killing Joke, The Long Halloween, and Arkham Asylum, The Serious House on Serious Earth, 1989, 42 Entertainment paced the ARG over annual events. Although Warner Brothers rejected their ideas to use Joker-ized Santas as Christmas and coffins filled with chattering teeth on Mother's Day, mocking Wayne's late mother, and Batman actors on rooftops due to safety concerns. Now, in 2007, with the campaign posters for Dent and Joker playing cards bearing the phrase, "I believe in Harvey Dent," were hidden inside comic books at stores around the U.S. This led people to a website where they could submit their email address to reveal a pixel of a concealed Joker image. About 97,000 email addresses and 20 hours were required to reveal the image in full, which was well received. At San Diego Comic-Con, 42 Entertainment modified 11,000 $1 bills with the Joker's image and the phrase "Why so serious?" that led finders to a location. 42 Entertainment's initial plan to throw the bills from a balcony was canceled due to safety concerns. So the bills were covertly distributed to attendees. Although the event was expected to attract a few thousand people, 650,000 people arrived and participated in activities that included calling a number taken from a plane flying overhead and wearing Joker makeup to commit disruptive acts with actors. Globally, fans photographed letters on signs to form a ransom note. This citric effort involved people recovering cell phones made by Nokia, a brand partner to the film, from a cake, which led to an early screening of the film's bank heist prologue before its public release. In December, Ledger's appearance in the prologue was well received and positively charged the discourse around his casting. Following Ledger's death, the campaign continued unchanged with a focus on Dent's election, which was influenced by the ongoing 2008 United States presidential election. Warner Brothers was concerned public knowledge of Dent's character was poor, and the campaign included signs, stickers, and Dentmobiles visiting U.S. cities to raise the profile, and the campaign concluded in July with displays of the bat signal in Chicago and New York City that were eventually defaced by the Joker. Industrial professionals considered the campaign innovative and very successful. Warner Brothers dedicated 6 months to anti-piracy methods. The film industry lost an estimated $6.1 billion in piracy in 2005. Delivery methods of the film reels were randomized, and copies had a chain of custody to track who had access. Some of the theater staff were given night vision goggles to identify people recording The Dark Knight, and one person was caught in Kansas City. Warner Brothers considered its strategy a success, delaying the appearance of the first poorly lit camcorder version until 38 to 48 hours after its earliest global release in Australia.
Wow.
And I don't know. I think I've read enough. I'm tired of reading.
I like that they brought in the LARPing, right? The live action role playing there.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, though. Dark Knight received a critical acclaim on Rotten Tomatoes. The film holds a 94% approval rating from the aggregated reviews of 347 critics with an average score of 8.6 out of 10. The consensus reads, dark, complex, and unforgettable. The Dark Knight succeeds not just in it as an entertaining comic book film, but as a richly thrilling crime saga. On Metacritic, the film has a weighted score of 84 out of 100 based on 39 critics, indicating universal acclaim. Audiences polled by CineScore gave the film an average grade of an A on an A+ to F scale. Several publications have called Dark Knight the best comic book hero adaptation ever. Roger Ebert said, alongside Iron Man, it had redefined the potential of superhero films by combining comic book tropes with real-world events.
Yeah.
Ledger's performance received nearly unanimous praise, with the caveat that his death made the role both highly anticipated and difficult to watch. I agree with that.
Oh yeah.
Dargis, among others, described Ledger as realizing the Joker so convincingly, intensely, and viscerally, it made the audience forget about the actor behind the makeup.
Yeah.
The Village Voice wrote, the performance would have made Ledger a legend, even if he had lived. Other reviews said Ledger outshone Nicholson's performance with his macabre humor and malevolence. Reviews generally agreed the Joker was the best written character, and that Ledger's commanded scenes from the entire cast to create one of the most mesmerizing cinematic villains of all time.
Yeah, I'll touch into Ledger when we get the chance.
And okay, Strange Dog, Kenneth, sorry about that. I was kind of lost in the sauce there. It's crazy to think that Dark Knight and Iron Man came out the same year. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it started a whole new trend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
Also, the thing about Ledger is when he comes on the screen, you can't take your eyes off the man.
No.
He just he commands his presence commands you pay attention to him. As soon as you know, he was a brilliant actor, and it's a shame because I wonder what could have been, because he'd already done a great performance in Brokeback Mountain. I thought he did great in it. I thought the Knight's Tale was good. I mean, I liked him in all his movies. I mean, he started out in the teeny bopper stuff, but as he was getting older, he was working his way up to more mature theme stuff,
Yeah, a lot of them do that. They work hard.
So what I wanted to talk about Ledger was, the reason I love Ledger was he's a method actor. And there's some method actors who kill the role, and there's some that do pretty okay at it. For example, look at Christian Bale, who's the co-star also in this movie. Christian Bale lost a lot of weight for, I think it was American Psycho, one of those movies.
No, The Machinist. It was called
The Machinist. Yeah. The Machinist. My bad. It's been a long week. The Machinist.
It's okay.
And then he loses the weight, and then he goes back and he says, "Oh, I'm filming Batman. Okay, you need to gain X amount of muscle and X amount of fat." Guess what? He does it.
Yes,
same with Ledger. Ledger literally was the Joker. If you took the makeup off, I would still think, "Oh yeah, this guy's the Joker without makeup," because the guy consumed the role of the Joker. He didn't break character. He didn't get out of being the Joker. He just full steam ahead. Hey, this is my role. I'm gonna do everything I can to be it, live it, all about it. That's what he did.
Even wrote journals as the Joker.
No, and it's awesome. I love when actors do that. And then you got other actors who method act, and I loved Ledger in A Knight's Tale, and I certainly loved him in this movie. Whenever someone says, "Who is your Joker?" Yeah, I like Jack Nicholson, but whenever someone says, "Who is your main Joker?" It's Ledger. It's Heath Ledger.
Yeah, I did too, Nerdy Geek. And there's also his development of the character. I read somewhere where the way he talks in the movie, it was influenced by Tom Waits in the way he talks.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and because if you see there's a old interview, I don't know if it was the Dick Cavett show or something, Tom Waits, and you can hear the same voice
mannerisms and tone,
and mannerisms in it, the way he talks, if you ever know, Tom Waits kind of has that voice, how he's unfortunately, Batman has showed Gotham your true colors, unfortunately, like you unfortunately, and then also a little bit of Johnny Rotten. He was inspired a little bit by Johnny Rotten, he said.
Cool.
And so he had a little punk rock in it too.
Yeah, dude.
You can tell.
Music.
And he got the Joker. The Joker is just about causing trouble for Batman and causing chaos and anarchy and trying to prove that people are horrible people. Like at the end of it, when they have he has the bombs on the ferry.
Yeah.
And
new class of criminal.
Yeah.
No,
that was a good line.
Yeah,
right
that's
here.
why I liked him as an actor. He consumed the role where he's not just a regular actor who's like, okay, I'm doing this role. I have to sound like this the whole time. Well, I know Ledger loved being the character of the Joker, and he was all about it, and he studied it, he worked it, and it's not one of those guys who's like, okay, so I sound like this? Okay, sure.
Oh, well, speaking of better class of criminal, Aaron, it's funny you bring it up.
All you care about is money. This town deserves a better class of criminal. And I'm going to give it to him.
That's one of my favorite lines from
It's
him.
one of the best lines in the movie.
I kind of got a question, too. Do you get a little feeling of, like, when I hear him laugh a little bit in it, I was telling my cousin when we were rewatching it, I could hear a little Mark Hamill Joker.
Yeah.
In his delivery.
Yeah. I love Mark Hamill Joker.
He was laughing when he was falling to his death, or thinking he was, or something.
Yeah. Well, also he's like he shows like the Joker just has so much glee for what he's doing. Like when he takes they're chasing Harvey Dent in the back of that armored truck. He's like, let me drive. I want to drive.
Yeah. It's amazing what he did to Harvey Dent. He
broke him down. That's what he planned to do.
That was awesome.
It's like he's anarchic and chaotic, but he still had a plan. Like he fooled them the whole time. Like he wanted to be caught and put in jail.
Yeah.
He had it figured out because he knew what their reaction would be. So he knew they would go crazy because they're like, oh no. So they brought him in, and then like even killing Harvey Dent at that point in the van wasn't even his plan. His plan was to capture him and Rachel and then make them decide which one was going to live.
And then he gave him the wrong.
Joker thinks. That's how his mind works.
Then he gave him the wrong.
Not a normal person. Yeah.
Wrong information. He gave him the reverse information.
Well, I'm going to play a few clips here because
I think Kyle wanted to say something. I wasn't sure.
Oh, go ahead, Kyle.
You're good, Kyle. Okay.
He's all good.
You keep going. You guys say,
We covered a lot of it.
What I like about it too is like the opening scene, right from the opening part.
Mm-hmm.
It gets going right away. Right, you see the building, you see the aerial shot going towards the skyscraper, and then you see that chair fly out the window.
Yeah,
and the guy shoots the zip line down to the other roof, and they zip line down to it. And you're all like, we're already in it. There's a caper going on right now. You know what I mean? We're like right in the middle of it. And that's kind of like what I liked about the Superman movie. But there's a part in it, like when they robbed the bank, and I can't remember the actor's name, but he's a pretty good character actor, is the guy that that worked at the bank was shooting with that sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, well, bye, y'all are going to just turn on each other. And the Joker the Joker does the Joker.
I'm betting the Joker told you to kill me as soon as we loaded the cash.
No. I killed the bus driver.
Bus driver?
Yeah.
How he steps to the side when he says that.
Shots, man.
He knows the bus is coming through there to hit him. And well, there's another part that guy's like, y'all are criminals used to have like respect. And he walks over. This is when we first see his face. He walks over to the guy and pulls his mask off, and you finally see the Joker's painted face.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, and then he pulls out what, and I don't know if anybody's familiar with like military stuff, but he pulls out a cylindrical grenade. It's not a smoke grenade. What it is, and this would be a horrible way to die. He takes a Willie Pete grenade, which is called white phosphorus grenade.
Yeah.
And puts it in his mouth with a string tied to the pin because the guy's arms aren't moving, right? So he can't take it out. And what a Willie Pete grenade does is white phosphorus. They nicknamed him Willie Pete. My dad told me. they burn about 2,000 degrees. It can burn through bone. It can burn through metal. It can burn through the hull of a tank, or the armor of a tank if you put it on top of the tank. And it's supposed to be used for smoke purposes, but they're kind of deadly, and they're actually banned by the UN now.
Wow.
For it to be used, so that would be that's how the Joker would kill somebody. Well, then we kind of move a little bit forward, like you see Batman out trying to get the Scarecrow, who was still loose from the first movie, right? And you see guys out there in hockey pads with guns trying to impersonate him, and he's like, "What makes you think you can do this?" And Batman says, "Because I'm not out here in hockey pads," But then we get to see. Go ahead, Kyle.
My favorite part about what Batman says is when the guy asks, "What is the difference between us and you?"
Yeah.
And my favorite part is when he said, "I can't wear hockey pads."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hey, Nerdy Geek is a veteran, and he knows Willie Pete ain't no joke. Yeah, my dad's told me all about that stuff. It's like, yeah, it's not. It's actually considered like, unless you use it for what other than like attacking somebody, if you use it as a weapon, it's considered a war crime. Yeah.
Wow.
But okay, so we get to there's a scene where we get to the courtroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we get to meet Harvey Dent. And so he's trying to take down Eric Roberts' character, who's Falcone, right? He's like, Falcone is a character from the Batman comics, right? So Falcone's been a guy that's been around for a while that Batman tried to defeat and is put away. So here we go. He's like in court cross-examining this witness that's supposed to testify against Falcone.
I thought the DA just played golf with the mayor, things like that.
Tee-off's 1:30. More than enough time to put you away for life, Sally. With Carmine Falcone and Ark.
It's just the optimism. It's so crushing what happens to him later,
Yeah, it's like this guy starts out with so much hope, like I'm going to clean the city up, and it's kind of typical Gotham City fashion. This city just chews you up and spits you out sometimes.
Carbon fiber, 28 caliber, made in China. If you want to kill a public servant, Mr. Maroney, I recommend you buy American.
Wow.
Kill a public servant, yeah. Well, then, let's see. There's another comment here. Yeah, it's not allowed to be used against. I know a lot because of my dad. That's the only reason I know all that. So then they meet him. There's a scene where they meet. Bruce runs into Harvey and what's her name? They recast. Oh yeah, they recast Katie Holmes' character, Rachel Dawes, to be Maggie Gyllenhaal in this movie. Well, anyway, but you find out that like she's not with Bruce, she's dating Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
The famous Bruce Wayne. Rachel's told me everything about you.
I certainly hope not. So let's put a
Very cool.
Yeah, I like how he's like kind of a little tongue in cheek there. He's like, well, she's told me everything about you. He's like, I certainly hope not.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
He does the Bruce Wayne really well, the Christian Bale.
You know what? I see a lot of his character, Patrick Bateman, in American Psycho in Bruce Wayne, though.
Yeah.
Because the Bruce Wayne, the public persona of Bruce Wayne has always been a facade anyway.
Yeah.
He doesn't really feel like that. He's not a womanizer. He doesn't like to party. He probably, the truth is, I would say, I don't think Bruce Wayne even drinks.
It's empty. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an empty personality.
What are you talking about? He drinks. He does drink. I guarantee it.
Bruce Wayne doesn't drink.
I
He
bet
has to
he does.
sharpen his skills. No, he don't. I doubt it.
I bet every so often he does.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like he's not a party and alcoholic.
Oh, no. Which is funny because everyone.
And then right here we get to talking about, they start debating like the philosophy of like, do we need a Batman? And then Harvey Dent says one of the most memorable lines in the entire movie right here.
Yeah.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Look.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's a lot of
That's my
foreshadowing
favorite line. That's probably
Yeah.
my favorite line in the movie.
That's like the point of the movie.
And now we get to the crime bosses are all worried because the Batman's ruining their business and like, how are we going to get our money out of here? And how can we launder our money? And they meet with this guy named Lau, who's on a TV screen telling them what they're going to do. And somebody asked him, this is the first time you hear somebody that this is where we see the Joker in a minute, but before he shows up, He's like, "Oh, we're not worried about the Joker," and they really should be worried about it.
Yeah.
Million.
Who's stupid enough to steal from us?
Two-bit whack job, wears a cheap purple suit and makeup. He not the problem, he's a nobody. The problem is...
Yeah, I would be very scared of that Joker fella if I were
How about
you.
that other scene,
And,
though?
like, the Joker makes his grand entrance in front of this group.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
totally not afraid of any of them. He doesn't care. He just rolls right in there with a bomb vest on, full of hand grenades. And,
I forget,
because
is
he don't
this-
care if he lives or dies, right?
I forget, Matt, is this near the pencil scene where he's like, you want to see
Yeah, I couldn't find a good clip of that because it was so
Oh,
long.
it's such a good one.
But I like where the guy said he wears a cheap suit. And the Joker says, by the way, the suit wasn't cheap. You should know. You paid for it.
Oh, and by the way, the suit, it wasn't cheap. You ought to know, you bought it.
Shit.
I like that a line on the other scene too. The freak, right?
That's a good point. The line's
That-
not
that
true
is
anymore.
pretty
Robert
true,
Downey
but
Jr.
it is
died
a
as a
great
hero,
line.
and we're still going to see him become a villain. Well, it
Anything's
won't be the same
possible.
character, though. It won't be the same character.
Anything's
No.
possible in comic book plots, anyway.
And then, and he tells the Joker, says, look, Batman has showed Gotham your true colors, unfortunately. And the guy on the TV there, Batman doesn't care where he's at. He will go get him and bring him back. Y'all are screwed either way. You're all just in here trying to cope. You know, y'all are sitting here smoking on that copium, as they say.
And as for the television's so-called plan, Batman has no jurisdiction. He'll find him and make him squeal. I know.
Yeah, that's great.
And then I'm going to play a few more so we just get through this.
You're crazy. I'm not.
No, I'm not crazy.
No, I'm not crazy.
I'm
just neat.
That was like he got really pissed him off when that guy said that. And then like,
Listen, just
still
walk
give him a
away.
hard.
Yeah.
I'm putting the word out. 500 grand for this clown dead. $1 million alive, so I can teach him some manners first.
I like how he like when the guy's trying to rush him, he pulls his coat open. He's got his finger on that pin. He's like, let's not blow things out of proportion. And he went into a plan. Like the thing is, you don't know, is he crazy enough to do it? Yeah, he probably is. He don't care.
Yeah, it's the Joker.
And then I like where the guy says, "You think you can walk away?" Like he goes, "Yeah."
You think you could steal from us and just walk away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the Joker, the clown prince
So,
of crime.
unfortunately, Michael J. White gets his wish here in a minute. Of course, the people that bring the Joker in work for the Joker, and the Joker's not really dead. I can't play the whole clip, but we'll play the first. It's like 27 seconds. I can play like 8 seconds of it.
Our operation is small, but there's a lot of potential for aggressive expansion. So which of you fine gentlemen would like?
Yeah, I like that. The aggressive.
And then, well, here's where he tells the story about like you hear. I can't play the whole clip, obviously. That talk about the scars. This is the first time you hear. Yeah, and so you don't really know when he's telling the truth because he tells like a couple of variations of this story.
Why so serious? He sticks the blade in my mouth. Let's put a smile on that face.
Yeah.
Yeah, which story's true? Which story's true?
And
which story's true? I think
the first one about his dad.
Oh yeah, no, I believe that is the one that most people
I think it's his dad did it to him.
Oh yeah, I believe it too.
Or did he do it to
It's even
himself?
true. He may have done it to himself.
his
Who knows?
the one most people believe is that his dad did it to him.
How is it that there's no record of him? That is brilliant.
You know what's crazy? No one even knows Joker's real name.
He tells them they're going to have tryouts. Yeah, he breaks the pull cue in half.
Yeah, I
Throws
remember
one
that.
at the big end down.
Scary idea. I know.
I always wondered who won. I wonder who won.
Yeah, it was a mute point, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't really a. So anyway, also I love the interaction between Christian Bale and Morgan Freeman in this movie.
Oh,
When he's
it's
telling him
great.
about how like he needs to change his armor because he got attacked by a dog or whatever.
Yeah.
This is kind of funny.
How will it hold up against dogs?
We talking Rottweilers or Chihuahuas? Should do fine against cats.
I found one.
Aha.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a little, like a little call out to the Catwoman or something? Because he's like,
Oh,
well, it
easily.
worked good against cats, you know?
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Let's see what
See,
this.
the whole-
I can't remember half the clips anymore. Let's see what else we got here.
I want the Joker.
From one professional to another. If you're trying to scare somebody, pick a better spot. From this height, foe wouldn't kill me.
I'm counting on it.
It's like Batman will
He throws him off the
really
fire
bad.
escape, doesn't he?
Yeah, Batman will hurt you really, really, really bad, but not kill
He
you.
won't kill you, but he'll break a few bones, right?
He'll just
Oh,
And he doesn't have to save you. He always says that I ain't gonna kill you, but I don't have to save you.
yeah. Well, he did that in the first
He
one.
said that in the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I don't know what clip this is either, but I'm gonna play it.
You look tired, Alfred. You'll be all right without me?
You can tell me to rush in for apply your own bloody suntan lotion.
Listen here, Master Bruce. I'm not putting on your
And isn't he a great Alfred though, Michael
He
Caine? I just
is
like
a
it.
phenomenal
What's,
Alfred.
what's Russian for apply your own bloody suntan lotion? And that's where he goes to get Lau. And this is another amazing scene. They use what they call skyhook. The CIA used to use skyhook back in the 60s to get people out of hot spots. It's like a harness thing, and they like throw up a balloon with a hook on it, and the plane picks it up. And that's how they catch the guy in Hong Kong, and they take him back to Gotham, and he wraps him in a little bow. And this is when all the chaos starts happening, because then the mob is like, oh, they're messing with our money. Now we're going to hire the Joker to go after Batman and find out who he is.
You look tired.
Oops. Huh?
Yeah, dude. You know,
This is where he makes his entrance at the fundraiser for Harvey.
Drop the gun.
Oh, sure. You just take off your little mask and show us all who you really are. Hmm?
yeah, I really like that whole scene there when they first meet. You know,
Yeah.
And he goes, you know Harvey?
You know where Harvey is? You know who he is? Hands up, free boy.
you know where Harvey is.
You know where
Here's
Harvey
where
is?
he
I
comes
need
through
to
the
find
like
Harvey Dent.
when he says we made it too. He opens up the elevator opens. He goes, we made it. They said Michael Caine was like almost kind of took aback by him when we first saw him in the makeup of this thing.
We made it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Harvey Dent. Oh, excuse me. I want to drive.
It's pretty much Heath that really elevates this movie up for me. You know.
Oh,
Yeah, he really drives the movie. I mean, let's face it.
Yep.
You know, the Christian Bale's voice on this one, it didn't bother me so much in Batman Begins, but I'd have to rewatch Batman Begins.
Yeah. I'll tell you what was cool too is the part where the after the 18-wheeler wrecks and the Joker gets out, and like this is how sadistic he really is. He's sitting there firing that gun at just like at random things, and he's like, hit me.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just wasn't, yeah. He didn't
I'm
have a
gonna play a
death
clip.
wish, but he didn't care.
I had trouble with the clips. This may be the last clips we can play because the place I get the clips is it looks like the website's shut down, but we're going to play the ones we got left.
Can't we go someplace quieter? Can't hear each other talk.
What makes you think I want to hear you talk?
What?
Yeah, exactly. What makes you think that?
Let her go.
Very poor choice of words.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. He was right.
Could you almost say that Christian Bale was overshadowed by Heath Ledger in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christian Bale, when he was Batman and his voice, sometimes almost took away from it. Like the last part where where Joker and Batman are speaking to each other, it's like It didn't take it away from the movie too much, but it didn't make the movie perfect.
Yeah, well, he was one-on-one with him. Couldn't he have just said it in his regular voice? I don't think.
Yeah, like when he was one-on-one with Morgan Freeman and he was in the Batman garb, he didn't need to have his voice on then.
No,
either.
Morgan Freeman knew who he was.
Yeah.
Tongue in cheek. I mean, he knew he was a little tongue in cheek, right? He knew.
Yeah.
Like when he went to that office in Hong Kong for him to do that radar scan, he knew what was going to happen. He knew he was going to go in there as Batman and take Lau hostage. Yeah. I mean, so now
what part of the movie are we in now? I'm trying to think.
Well, only got like 4 clips left, or 4 or 5. So we'll play them.
Where is he?
I don't know where he is. He found us.
He must have friends.
Friends.
The Joker doesn't have friends. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And that's when they here we go. Let's keep playing.
So be it. Take the Batman into custody.
He's the Batman.
Harvey says he's Batman. I'm the Batman.
Yeah. That's cool. It's like, what a fall from grace, Harvey Dent was played very well. Like,
That's, I mean, and it's a story. It's, we know going in that Harvey Dent's going to be a tragic story, right?
Yeah.
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 Look out.
And I enjoyed those car scenes too, man.
I like this part too. There's like, these things can take all that damage, right? The guy's shooting a small arms firearm, and then I love this part.
These things are built for that, right? He's gonna need something a lot bigger to get through this.
Yeah, he pulls out a bazooka.
I like how they kept giving him something progressively bigger.
Yeah, the bazooka.
Caliber. He's like, yeah, give me something else.
I mean, that's like the animated show, that's just cool, That's the Joker, and
at some point, I almost feel like I'm rooting for yeah. I feel like some points I'm rooting for the Joker. I hate to say it. Maybe that says more about me than it does the movie. I don't know.
Hey, you wait like everybody else, pal.
You're like rooting for his performance, maybe, or something.
Yeah, I'm not really rooting for him to hurt people.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that.
No, it's cool.
There's also a great scene. I don't know if this is it or not. No, this ain't it.
The tally is 140 against 396 for.
I love that plot point too.
They're going to vote. Like, what I liked about that was they had the guy played the Zeus in No Holds Barred. It was he played Debo. Remember in Friday?
Yeah.
He's that convict, and they're like, he's like, I want y'all to pick like either the boat full of the prisoners dies, or they die, and you vote on it and press the bit, or if you don't blow them up, I'll blow both boats up.
Yeah, yeah.
And that guard is sitting there shaking, like not wanting to do anything. And what's his name? I call him Debo. He gets up and says, so why don't you let me take that thing and do what you should have done 5 minutes
great
ago.
Stuff.
And
Great
he
stuff.
throws it out the window. Yeah, that was it was like awesome that he was like the one that was morally righteous over this guard, right? I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, that was an RPG. Tiny Lister Jr. That's right, Jeff. I didn't send you the link, Jeff, because I thought you were working, man, but I'll send it to you if you want to come on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my bike, pump.
Also, go ahead.
I just want to show these two scenes because this is when we finally get to see Harvey Dent as Two-Face, and the Joker visits him in the hospital.
Yeah.
You live. You die. Now we're talking.
It's like in Joker's twisted logic, he said it's nothing personal. And so he showed up to talk to him about that.
He's like, I'm like God takes the car. I don't know what I'd do if I caught it.
Yeah. So it's like
Jesus. I thought he was dead.
Half.
Yeah, that was weird too. And he's got to wipe.
He drinks it and the whiskey goes down his side of his mouth. Oh my God.
But it's interesting that Joker had some weird form of pep talk with Two-Face. It was, it was really.
He was like trying to say, "I'm not the real enemy. Who hired me? Who couldn't stop me? I'm just a rabid dog. I mean."
Yeah, he's telling him it was nothing personal, that he just had to teach a lesson to society or something. It didn't even make sense, but that's the
Somebody
Joker.
told me they didn't think he was the best Joker because the Joker always has a plan. I'm like, the Joker doesn't have a plan. He's smarter than a lot of people, and when he comes up with a plan, he does think it through, but he doesn't do it for any point. He's not trying to take money. Like
Right.
he tells the people that one part, all you people care about is money.
Yeah.
I'm a simple man. I care about simple things,
Yeah.
like gunpowder and
Yeah.
gasoline.
Yeah.
And you don't care. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Great. It's really written well. So.
And I mean, I know he didn't fall in a vat of chemicals like he did in the comic books, but they tried to add a little realism to it. But it was still a very my mom was disturbed by him, so I think he did his job right. So a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, look at this Heath Ledger with that scars." And there's only one time we see him out of makeup, right? It's when they try to assassinate the commissioner, right?
Yep.
Or I mean the mayor. They try to assassinate the mayor.
Yeah, the commissioner was there, but
and they pretended but like he knew they would come up with some Batman type plan, so they came up with he probably had contingency plans like, I'm going to try to do this and get Harvey Dent. If it doesn't work, I'll let them arrest me. Like he wanted to be arrested the whole time.
Yeah.
He had the whole thing planned out. And he had all these crazy people working for him that don't care if they
commissioner
live or die. Yeah.
The commissioner faked his death in order to trap or to protect his family and trap the Joker, but it was all for naught, really.
All right, guys. I'm going to wind it down because I'm getting kind of hungry.
Okay.
So, I'll let you all go first. Kyle, you give it you give it one thumb up or two thumbs up or two thumbs down or what?
That was a fast review, but it was fun.
It's 45 minutes.
I got to roll anyway, my man.
Not that bad.
Kyle, what do you rate it? 1 through 5.
I
think it's the greatest Batman. I'm gonna probably offend some people with this. I don't care. The greatest Batman movie ever made. Period.
What do you got, Kyle?
Will, what do you think about it?
Oh, I'm like Kyle was speaking. I'm gonna let Kyle go ahead. Kyle, go ahead.
I agree for what it was, but to me, what they gave it to face was a little early. To me, it was a little early. I would have done it in the next movie, but I give it about 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Okay, cool.
So Two-Face you would have done differently.
Yeah, okay. Like what they did with Two-Face. Yeah, I can understand that though. Yeah, I can see that.
Cool. Yeah, I give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Oh, we'll ask Madam later. She must have had an important phone call, I think. So it's all right.
Yeah, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was really well done.
Will gives it a 4.5 out of 5. And I mean, I was doing it in order of like 2. I give it 2 thumbs up. But Aaron, what do you?
I would definitely give it 2 thumbs up, but I express an opinion that I normally don't hear, is that when I compare Batman Begins to The Dark Knight, most people say it's not even a choice, Dark Knight, but I think the Batman Begins movie is just it's more like, I don't know, I can't say suspenseful, but there's something about the flow of that. It's almost like it's awesome movie, and I almost like it better, but I have to compare the two. I haven't watched Batman Begins in a while, but I would totally give it 2 thumbs up. Heath Ledger is awesome. There's no, I don't mind the way they did Two-Face. There's nothing really bogging it down other than Christian Bale's voice during Batman, and the final dialogue between Joker and Batman, because of that voice, it was just like, it makes you grin when you're not supposed to be grinning. You're not supposed to be laughing at Batman. Batman was telling Joker he was wrong, and it was evident that he was wrong, but you couldn't take it serious because of the way he was talking.
Yeah.
I do like the twist that he took the fall. It seemed a little, I don't know, they put a little too much emphasis on that, but it
Yeah.
made the next movie awesome. So I don't know. You know, it's too bad that Heath Ledger died, because you know that the Joker didn't die for a reason in that movie. You know,
Exactly.
yeah. They weren't done with him.
All right, guys. Well, I'm glad that y'all came out for the everything, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I want to tell everybody what's going on the channel coming up. We have, of course, on Sunday, we have the Sunday Super Show Extravaganza at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be talking about the new comic book day previews, the top 20 trending books of the week, the hot 10 books of the week, my picks for variant covers of the week, the upcoming new key issues of the week, and my favorite part, out of context panels of the week. And then Monday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, Bad Cinema presents Jaws: The Revenge. So that should be kind of fun. So that's all I'm going to promote right now. And I have a Whatnot sale. It's in the links on my YouTube channel page, which will lead you to my Whatnot page. And it shows at the sale tonight's at 6 p.m. Eastern till like 7:30 p.m. Eastern, because I have to be on Bruce's show tonight on Kingdom of Nerds. I'll be on there at 8 p.m. playing Jeopardy, trying to win for the 4th time in a row. So wish me luck on that. But I'd like to thank W Boggs 18, Cyclotronic Squirt Gun, Super Red Man, and even Madam, even though I think she must have had an emergency. Yeah, I'll talk to her later. I hope everything's all right.
I dropped a link in your chat for music.
Music Memories today at
with
5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, with Higgy Pop Comics.
That's going to be great.
That should be fun. Please check out my friend Aaron's show. And I guess we'll leave it there. And until next time, true believers.
Come, son of Jarrell! Kneel before Zod! Snoochie boochies.